Hi there. So today I want to explain to you a bit about how some of Dreamdata's core technology works and why that is so valuable for our customers. What it is basically what we call our Dreamdata's unifying data model. And that unifying data model is what takes us from having an unidentified device, how we link that to a person who we know who are, and then how we resolute this known person to an account as well. So we can build this nice, clean timeline of every touch that is involved in your deals. And now bear with me, there's going to be, I think, 5 slides. And then each slide hopefully adds to your understanding of how this works. So the first thing you do is you take the Dream Data script and you put that on your website. And once that's on your website, we will track every new device that arrives to the website. We will assign this device an anonymous ID, and we'll record where did this session come from, what takes place within the session, and then we store this session along with the anonymous ID in a data warehouse that we've set up on your behalf. For the technically interested people, the tracking is a first-party tracking script that is set in the cookie, but also in the local storage of the browser. Now, if the same device keeps returning to the website, we'll just keep writing more into the logbook of what is this device doing together with your company. And this is how you can say how our state-of-the-art multi-touch journeys start. This is the tracking of one individual device and keeping a logbook of it. Then the next component we need is the information about who actually uses and owns this device. And that we capture through tracking every form submit that takes place. In the form submit, you typically get to know what's the name, what is the email, which account do they come from, etc. So we glue together the known information with the unidentified information. And now we have a logbook of maybe 4, 5, 6 visits to your website. Where did they come from? What did they look at while they were there? And this is radically better than what the ad platforms know, what the CRM systems, the marketing automation systems know, because they typically just capture, when they put an original source or attribution to it, they typically just capture the last session in which the conversion happened. But at least for when we book demos at Dreamdata, it takes 4 sessions in total. And that would typically be something like you come from a marketing touch, paid organic referral, then you Google Dreamdata organically, and then the last 2 sessions would be maybe direct, because now the browser has stored that website. And once you hit enter to that name, you just go directly. Then knowing what one device is doing is probably not gonna be a game changer for you, because nowadays all of us own a lot of devices. But what is gonna be a game changer for you is that in Dreamdata's data model, every user can own multiple devices and can have multiple emails as well. So let's have 2 examples of that. First, the email example. So, you might be familiar with lurking around the internet, and once you want to test an ebook or sign up for a newsletter, you use some kind of private email just to not have all that noise in your corporate email. And this, the private email doesn't necessarily hold that much information about which account do you actually represent. That's not a problem for us at Dreamdata, because initially we'll just glue all the activity to the private email. But let's say then that the company that this private email actually works for, becomes a customer of yours. And then this person who had the private email gets invited through his or her professional company email. Then once they log into your product, we'll get the consent to look at who owns this professional email. And if those 2 devices are owned by the same person, then we resolute those 2 emails to the same user. So first we knew the private email, and now we know the professional email, and we actually know it's the same device that owns these 2. The same thing with the multiple devices. We're able to resolute those to the same user as well. So say you booked a demo from your computer, then we know the computer on you. But then later on, we start sending emails to you. And once you click your email on your phone, then we actually know that this email that had this computer also had this phone. And now we have resoluted the multiple devices owned by the individual person. Then we can take all these touches across all the emails, all the devices, and you put into one data model that is basically a timeline of every touch that you see on this account. Then I'll just get rid of this. Basically, the last component we need then is to say, now that we know all the actions of one individual, then we actually also need to give this individual's touches a relation to a B2B world, meaning that a user is actually part of an account, because that's how B2B works. B2Bs buy as a team. So we want to take all the touches from the accounts that you know of and put into a nice clean timeline. And that works in, you could say, two ways. If you're a free user of Dreamdata, we purely use tracked data to unify your journey. That would be your business email. It would be the multiple devices you have, the multiple emails you have. And lastly, we will do IP reveal. So we will look up at your sessions which IP were you sitting at, and then start building that account-based data model for your company. Now, if you're a paying customer of Dreamdata, the linkage and the unification as both users and accounts moves faster and stronger, because we're then able to rely on rich data sources like the CRM system, the marketing automation system, and so forth. Because if we take an email there, look up, do we know this account? Do we know this user? Then it's very quickly we can resolute that. This is the essential presentation of how our unification model works. It's extremely nice once you start working with it, because then it allows you to look at as much information you know about each customer journey will be right in front of you. That's what's going to help you take the revenue component that we have in the CRM system and connect it with the very early steps of your journeys, so that marketing doesn't look like a cost anymore, but it's actually steps on a very specific journey that starts with marketing activities, sales activities, and signed deals. That's all for now. I hope it's understandable. Otherwise, just reach out to us at Dreamdata and we're happy to do more explanation of this. Bye.